inner coat sprayed on it with a little bit of pearl. Hold it down. It does help kind of bring all the colors to come into a pearl belly. Because it's the first time I did it, that's what it looked like. Hey everybody, this is Rainbow with Rainbow Custom Lures. Trying a couple different things with the videos, so by all means let me know what y'all think. Do you like this type of intro? Today we're going to be doing a 1.5 square bill. I've already got it buffed down, got the glue lines all cleaned up on it. I do have an inner coat sprayed on it with a little bit of pearl. And so today we're going to do a pearl belly, but I'm going to show y'all how I do what I call a rose petal design, which is a very simple taping design. It's just kind of something I stumbled onto, so stay tuned and we'll get this thing painted up and see what it's going to turn into. All right, so the first part of the video where I got to this point, it didn't turn out very good, y'all, so I do apologize. But you're still going to see what I'm doing. Again, you want to use the yellow painter's tape. It's low tack, so it doesn't pull any paint or anything like that up. The other colors will work. You just got to be really careful because even though they're painter's tape, they still have a tendency to pull up paint and everything. The yellow painter's tape is it holds a little less. So it works really good for doing tape off on lures. And what we're doing is you'll take and get you a strip of tape, tear off your square edges, just kind of get it all ragged. And you'll start from the nose and work your way to the tail. And you're just going to lay it out in just random patterns. Let the tape kind of tell you where it's going to go. You can use big or small pieces of tape, it doesn't matter. The rose petal design, as I call it, is all about randomness. You can use, like I said, bigger pieces of tape, smaller pieces of tape. Kind of let the chaos be the beauty of it. It will take its own life as you lay it on there. And I do apologize that the first part of the video where I started didn't really turn out. I will try and correct that if y'all need me to, if y'all want to see how I start it. But it's the same way. I'm just laying pieces down, working my way to the tail. And I normally stop just before the very tail, and you'll see why here in a little bit when we go putting paint down. All right, like I said, as you've seen, it's just little pieces coming from here all the way back, coming from the nose to the tail. I'm gonna turn my heat, please. Oh, it's warm in here today. Right, let me zoom out a little bit here. Just a little. All right. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to take the airbrush and we're going to run this entire border all the way around this thing. And that way we get a border line set. And then we'll peel off each top piece of paint and run that border. On this particular one, we're going to go ahead and use a black paint. get the paint in the airbrush here. Like I said, this isn't a pattern that I necessarily designed or anything like that. I just kind of stumbled across it. Turn my air pressure down a little bit. There we go. And now you just kind of, you'll stay mainly on the tape and just let it gently come off of the tape onto the lure body. You don't want it to be very strong. Well, I mean, it's actually kind of up to you really what you want to do. I like to just stay mainly on the tape, just let a little bit come off onto the lure. That way the lines stay good and they contour with the tape very well. And then you can go back over that if you want, make it a little stronger, and we're going to just a little bit. And I said, what this is going to do is going to create a nice border that's really going to complement this pattern. Just trace around the edge of the tape. Come back over it, darken it up. And then I don't do the head. So right here, I do not trace it out. I don't want it to be a scale patch. I'm going to blend that into the head portion. So now that we have that done up, now we'll get a sharp little tool. I use an old worn out needle. Get back in my viewing area here. I made a little line so I could tell where the camera was viewing. Then you'll just find the piece that's directly on top. And you only want to peel that piece. So if it starts bringing another one up like it is here, use your tool to hold it down. And just set that piece to the side. You don't need that piece anymore. And now you'll have a little spot right here exposed on this one. So we'll do the same thing. We're just going to lightly run that border. Just like that. And we'll do that as we go back. I'll do a couple sections here, let y'all see it. Really good. And as of right now, I'm just running that edge of the tape. You can, if you got really good control, you can gently come up into that scale a little bit more. I don't on the smaller ones necessarily because you could easily mess it up and cover it. But the more you shade the area, the more depth these scales are going to have. Come up off there. There we go. And if y'all bend or blunt your needles or anything on your airbrush, don't throw them away. They're really good picking tools. Alright, so we got a little spot right here. And as you peel these off, just kind of look on both sides, see if more than one spot gets exposed. Sometimes you'll have 2 or 3 areas come out on a piece of tape. Okay, like right there was a good big one. And this one would be a good one to show y'all what I'm talking about bringing it out and fading it in a little further. So see, since I have a bigger spot exposed, I can shade just a little lightly up into here to give it just a little bit more depth. Let me see, are y'all seeing that good? I think so. I hope y'all are. If not, I'll have to do a second one. I hope I ain't gotta do this video twice, but if I do, I do. I said this is a really fun pattern to help just make a very random custom design. It's definitely not one you would be repeating as far as, you know, making one identical. But it definitely helps keep on the custom side. And they'll all look, so to say, alike, but they'll be totally different. But this video actually got requested to me by someone I know. They follow me on TikTok. They really like the way I paint and the things I do, and they requested to see a video on this. So if anyone has requests on videos, by all means, let me know, and I'll do my best to make it happen. And we will make this pop even more with future steps. I'm gonna come in here with candies and color these scales in. At least I think I'm gonna use candies. this is the final piece, so we'll get it lifted off, and I'll show you what I mean by I'm going to blend it into the head. Alright, so see now, as y'all can see, there's a big open area here. So what we're going to do is from the nose coming back, we're just going to shade that in and blend it, make it all become one part. And just like that. Alright, now we have all the outline part done. Make sure I'm in a good area. Yes, okay. We have all the outline part done. We have the initial pattern of the rose petals laid in, as y'all can see. Now we are going to use Dirt Track Brown Candy 2.0, and we're going to try and stay just within the areas of the scales. And we're going to lay just an initial Candy Dirt Track Brown down, and then we're going to come back on top of that, and we're going to put an iridescent scarlet, and then we're going to come back in with a fluorescent color to do some highlighting. So let me get this color mixed up. I would normally do the candies last, but considering I want to keep the colors of the scarlet, I'm going to put it on first, and hopefully it turns out the way I think it's going to. So we're going to get this all mixed up, get it all looking good. We're using a brown candy because this is initially, you can use it for other things, but I'm initially on this one trying to go with a like a crawfish scale. Okay, that's mixed up good. And I hope y'all don't mind classical music. It just kind of helps keep my mind focused. Alright, so now, like I said, we're going to try and stay just within the scales. You don't really want it on the belly. So there's a good initial coat. Now with candies, you won't build your color up by constantly going over and over. You've got to dry it and do another coat in order to build your effect with the Createx candies. So let me heat flash this real quick. All right. So as you see now, we have a slight brown color to the scales. So now we're going to try and dust in a little bit of scarlet here and there. Let me clean my airbrush out. Almost got it cleaned out. The candies are definitely much easier to clean out. Okay, now we're going to get the iridescent scarlet. And we're going to get it reduced down good and thin where we can, hopefully you can get it to spray through the detailed brushes. Got to get it thin enough to spray through the smaller needle size, but not so thin where it's going to just run and be watery. All right, let's see if we can make this work. This isn't going to be a strong color. It's going to be more of just an iridescent effect. I'm just trying to place it along the edges as best as I can. Kind of the lighter areas of the scales. There we go. Like I said, it's very subtle. I don't know if it's picking up on the camera or not. Now we're going to bring it into the nose a little bit. And I do think we're going to bring it into the scales as well, just to help everything kind of come together, or into the gilling. There we go. All right. There's that. So this lure is going to be a very subtle lure. I'm hoping everything's picking up on the camera. Now we're going to come in and we're going to use some fluorescent green and we're going to do some highlighting. Hopefully it works out. This is the first time I've done one like this, so. And I'm going to highlight it actually in the darker spots. That way it looks like it's coming from underneath the shell. All right, I think that's gonna look good. All right, there's that. Clean the paint out of my airbrush. I always rinse it out between colors. All right. Alright, now we're going to coat the whole thing with a lemon yellow. Hopefully that'll bring everything, should bring the brightness of everything out. Lemon yellow is a very subtle candy. Takes a lot of coats to get it to build up. So it's usually a really good, what I call a binder color. Get it all mixed up. I made way more than what I need, but that's all right. There to have a little extra, then not enough, and have to mix it again. There we go. And believe it or not, it's actually spraying on there. I don't know if y'all can see the difference or not, but it does help kind of bring all the colors to each other. I'm not trying to bring a heavy yellow tone to the lure. Make sure I got everything. All right, that's all I'm going to do to it. Let me rinse my brush out and we'll get a better look at it. I just realized I didn't show y'all or at least I don't believe I showed y'all what the lemon yellow is, in case y'all don't know. Not everybody knows what these paints are, especially if they're starting. This is a Candy 2.0 made by Createx, and it's the lemon yellow. It's a very subtle yellow. It doesn't get strong very quick. It takes quite a few coats. So let me heat set this real quick so everything's good and dry. We'll be right back and I'll show y'all a good close-up view of it. All right, everybody. I got the eyes in it. Y'all probably thought I painted the bill, didn't you? No, I use a liquid mask. The one I use is made by Winsor Newton. It's just a liquid mask. I use it on the bills to give a more cleaner, professional look once it's done. As soon as I'm done painting and the paint can be touched, I peel it off the bill. But we have the eyes in it. I have a protective coat sprayed over the paint. This is not clear coated yet. As you can see, the scarlet kind of helps give an orange, almost a copper effect with the brown and the yellow. You can see the little bits of highlight with the fluorescent green. Coming into a pearl belly. But that is the rose petal, guys. And that's how simple it is to do. Like I said, you'll take it, you'll put your first piece of tape on coming from the nose up and just start laying it in patterns, keeping an edge I get the glare where you can see it. It has a lot of glare. There you go. Sometimes you gotta put a little shadow on stuff. But I hope y'all appreciated this. And again, there's another one. If y'all have any suggestions, that one was a suggestion from a friend of mine on TikTok. He asked that I do the rose petal design, and like I said, that's just what I call it. You can call it whatever you want. I didn't originate it, by no means. It's just a taping off design. I just call it a rose petal design because it's the first time I did it, that's what it looked like. But I really appreciate y'all's feedback. If you would like, subscribe, give me some comments. Let me know what y'all want to see. It just helps me to be able to make more videos. And I really hope y'all are liking these. But until next time, y'all, I love y'all, and I will talk to y'all later.